Great day in the morning in the town they call the wrong side of Memphis, a town that you guys call Smashville, Cashville, Jumpin' Jack Flashville. It's a Deliver More early morning edition in Nashville, Tennessee. We've never done a show this early before, so Chris Dohl is going to be the man that gives you the 5-day forecast. Wolf is going to be giving you traffic on the 10s as we go way back into old school radio in this one. Guys, I just got a little news clip here, and I got to share this with you. It got some bad news. The Ryman Auditorium down here, you guys saw it last night, if you can remember. No longer there. Frank drank it. So we don't, Frank drank the Ryman Auditorium. It's no longer there. Gentlemen, I-3 going well. First impressions, great takeaways from a good first day, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do we got, guys? What do we got? I mean, as far as the questions you were asked, there were some damn good ones yesterday, and we were all really, really impressed by your poise and performance, as well as the questions that you guys were asked. So we can get right into it if you prefer.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's great to be back. Right, mm-hmm. So we had a 3-year hiatus, as Mike mentioned in his opening remarks, the 16th I-3. And this was Mike's invention, and the whole purpose of it was to, form connections with the customers, and I think we got to do that last night.
Yeah.
Very, very good connections last night. But as I always say in all of these things, too, you can't talk about Teflon Coatings at your local barbecue.
No.
Yeah. So it's really nice to be around a community of people that value the benefits of Teflon. So it's just a great 2 days to really dig in and kind of talk Teflon with people that are in the industry.
Absolutely.
And, one of the things that we hear from our customers, they want to know more about the industries, where Teflon's used. And we spent a lot of time building that out now and, going after that industry market and focusing on specific ones. So that's what a lot of people want to hear and want to know about. A lot of these folks, they're dealing in certain industries that are around them, but they're not going to play in all of them.
Sure.
So they want to know what else is out there. And that's one of the things that we're also doing, as a company. That's one of our goals as well, is, where's Teflon going, what new markets are out there.
Right. As a rookie here, first time at I-3, I'm really impressed by the group that's assembled here, and we have some seasoned players, some veterans here, and some newbies too. Now, in that vein, one question was asked the other day, and if you could speak to this, was, well, how do you break into an industry like this? How do we establish ourselves as a player in the industry? And I thought that would be a good one for you guys to kind of tackle one more time in front of the mics.
Yeah, and it was interesting that when you get a question like that, you take for granted that people know what we're doing on the OEM and the specification side. So it was a great question, and our goal is obviously to distribute Teflon coatings. It's obviously to educate coders about the benefits of those coatings and where they can be used, but we do a lot of work with engineers and on specifications. So in particular, when we start out brand new going after an industry, we always kind of start with a trade show. And we kind of look and assess what the market has, because a lot of people don't understand the solutions that Teflon can solve. The problems, sorry, not the solutions. Mm-hmm. When we can go around and see exactly what is being used in specific industries at trade shows, that allows us to kind of understand where our coatings fit in, and then we can develop a solution for those problems.
Understood.
One of the things that we've been preaching is that you just can't go one time. Mm-hmm. You've got to start making a presence, and people start to know you. You start running into some of the same faces, and they associate you with a brand. I know Foam Show, I run into a few guys there that they know I'm the Teflon guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, another market that we've hit recently, because there's been such a transition in automotive, is the EV and battery market, and we hit 2 of those shows this year. And one of the things that we're there for is just to find out, like, what is going on in that industry, like what are people doing, what are the needs, and the EV market was just recently. I went out to Novi, Michigan, and understanding the whole battery market, manufacturing process, what their needs are, where they're almost operating in a clean room type of environment, which is a natural fit for Teflon. It's almost like semiconductor.
Okay.
And how the battery operations are moving toward actually being done on site at the plant, which is a complete diversion from what automotive has been. I mean, the need for dielectric, because there's so much electricity run through that car, and we have 2 products that are outstanding for dielectric strength. So, you know, I came back and Mike was like, I had no idea that that's what is going on in this industry, and you know, so now it's like, okay, so now what's the next step? You know, and we've committed to 2 trade shows next year, just because we have been walking them over the last couple of years that they've had them, and you know, we just see there's a fit for Teflon, and we need to do more to, you know, expose ourselves and demonstrate the benefits of Teflon.
And I think the other question that we got was, will you kind of help us, you know, get on specifications? And again, it's one of those things we take for granted. Absolutely. We think everyone knows that. So that's really what we're here to do. So, you know, as Wolfie mentioned, he's understanding the EV market. So then we're going to want to know what the specifications look like. And then we have to deliver that back to our amazing partner, Chemours, and ask their technical team to perform those tests, do those studies so we can meet those specifications. So these are long runs. This isn't like we're going to just see a market and then now we're in it in 3 months. I mean, some of these markets take years to develop, but, you know, it starts with going out, understanding where those problems are, figuring out those solutions, getting the test data, then presenting it to marketing, having the one-pager developed, and then we can go out and then educate the market from there. So these are all these things, like I mentioned, we take for granted that we think our coders know, but you know, it was really good that, you know, those questions were asked yesterday and we got to kind of explain that process in detail. And Mike mentioned as well, we're happy to co-visit with customers as well. So, you know, if they're ever in situations where they're going to be in a room of 10 engineers getting grilled about the technical capabilities of a product, you know, it's always good to have us there. And then we can even bring Chemours as well if it gets, you know, if it gets to that point as well, to really kind of represent the Teflon brand and coatings and help them get business. That's really what we're here to do, is support and have them get business. So if we need to do that from a technical standpoint, we're happy to do that.
I'm glad you guys naturally, you know, pivoted right into the electric vehicle conversation, because that's one that people are curious about. People want to know what that market looks like. Yeah. The other one that came up yesterday that I was hoping to ask Chris about, oil and gas.
Sure.
So I guess the presumption, I don't know, was that, you know, pumps and valves, that's the way in for coaters? Is that the case?
Yeah, so that was a good question, and that is an adjunct market in that area. But a lot of times, unfortunately, for pumps and valves, they're actually using built-up fluoropolymers. So they're getting molded parts. So thicker parts for fluoropolymers, so there's not as much coatings. You know, really the driver in that oil and gas market is fasteners. So, you know, as many of you know in the industry, PTFE provides that lubricity and that slip. And really having that on fasteners and threads really helps that industry, especially since they're in corrosive environments, you know, with the salt air and things of that nature. So, you know, having that fastener coating is really where the majority of the coating is used.
All right. Good takeaways, Wolf.
Just one thing I think we need to add too is, and Mike and I just did this recently, is, you know, as we're looking at these markets, one of the add-ons or bolt-ons that we can do is this show.
Yeah.
We just did a polyurethane episode.
Uh-huh.
We'd gone to that show several times, and so we have this, you know, mode to get our message out as well.
Yeah.
You know, not just, you know, writing something up, or I go visit some customers and tell them, you know, what we've been doing. We have this now to put out to everybody, so they know what we're doing.
Oh yeah, they know what you're doing.
And I will say though, like again, being back after 3 years, it's been really rewarding to see customers. We have you know, Marty's here. This is her second time coming. So, you know, you mentioned that you have someone brand new to the industry. You have somebody that's been in the industry 30, 40 years. You have people that are coming back. So, you know, one of the things that we encourage to give an i3 plug, if you're in this industry, there really is no better way, you know, to spend 2 days not only meeting us and kind of understanding all the different fluoropolymers, but the interaction between the coaters. So, like I mentioned, you're not going to your neighbor and talking about fluoropolymers. We have also a variety of locations. So we literally have Florida, California, Connecticut, Chicago, Wisconsin, Houston. So it's a wide geography. So, some of these coders are going to leave with, good mentors, also, friends, but more importantly, someone that they can run pricing by that's in a non-competitive market. So, that kind of stuff is invaluable to get in an industry that there's not a lot of people participating in. So, again, shameless plug for i3. Really, if you're in the business, you really need to come to this event next year.
That was well articulated, Chris Dohl. Look, it's been a great i3 so far. We got to finish up and wrap up this day and wrap up this show, but I want to thank you for joining me on the early morning edition of Deliver More here from Music City, guys. I hope you enjoy yourself and safe travels back to Delaware. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Nick.
Nick.